welcome our speaker tonight. Her name is Ann.
Thank you. Anna's an addict.
Amen.
For sure. And I have no idea what I'm going to share. I usually just pray and go, but I was thinking earlier that what a ride it's been. Like the best ride of my life. I needed it because I needed two things recovery has given me, and that's myself and my higher power. It's just so amazing to me. And if someone was to ask me how it works, I would tell them I don't know. It just does. I just do. I do what the program says to do, and it works out. I had an experience Wednesday. Usually like when I pray and I'm trying to give something over to my God, it's a process, because I like to hang on, and it doesn't happen instantly. Well, it happened instantly Wednesday. It was my only night at home. I didn't have to go anywhere, and then I got a call from my daughter. She's stuck at work, and I picked the granddaughter up from daycare, and I got a little pissy about it. Not to her, but with myself, I got an attitude, And so I prayed, and I said, oh, God, please help me to be nice. And I forgot all about it till later, and I realized that shit was taken away instantly. And that's just amazing to me because that never would. I don't remember that ever happening, to tell you the truth. And I've been around here for a little bit. But anytime it's time for me to share, I guess I always go back to the beginning of recovery. And when I came in here, I was 40 years old, and I was done. I didn't know what my problem was. I didn't know I was an addict. I just thought I was a bad person. But I learned differently in these rooms. And I saw something here instantly that I wanted, and it was, that love and that hope that I never could find anywhere else. And I tried. Different people, different things, And I thought I knew myself pretty well when I came in here, but I learned a lot through working the steps. And I found out I never thought I was self-centered. I found out, self-centered fear is at the core of my disease and the root of all my character defects. I never knew I was codependent. I never knew I made decisions off of emotions. I knew I made bad decisions, but I could see the results, but I didn't realize it. A lot of the times I didn't realize it was from my bad decision making and that I was going about it the wrong way. And, I wasn't inviting a higher power in or other people's point of view, I should say, their experience, not their opinions, but their experience. So I made some real crappy decisions. And I made a few crappy decisions since I've been in recovery. Like, I had 2 years clean. I propositioned a married man for a little bit there. I had an attitude going on. Attitudes, I like today's daily meditation. I had recently been divorced and been cheated on, and I said, shoot, let me do it. Yeah, but I found out, I learned about myself that didn't feel good to me. I didn't like that, and that's not the type of person I wanted to be, so I learned from that. I hadn't dated since I was 14, There was a time I was 17, I was married, so, and date clean. I had never slept with a man the first time without being under the influence, except for the first time, until after I got in recovery, so I experimented a lot with that after my divorce, Dating, having friends with benefits, dating without sex. It was interesting. Another mistake I made is that I actually built up some good credit in recovery, and then I destroyed it. I've learned that no matter what, and that's probably the most amazing gift in recovery, is that, when I first came here, I could not fathom never using again. And today, I can't think of a reason to use. Unless I just want to destroy myself and other people. That would be about the only reason. And I don't know, that's just so amazing to me. And when I was living on the street and smoking dope every day, I was talking to my dad on the payphone because, I had to call him collect. And I told him, because I wasn't hiding anything. I told him, I said, asking me not to take that next hit is like me asking you not to take your next breath. And that's how hopeless I felt. Who knew? I didn't have all the answers, and I had it all wrong. I met a guy when I was living on the street. He was a truck driver, and I go riding and smoke dope in his truck or just sleep or whatever. And he had a Narcotics Anonymous basic text, and that's how I found out about NA. I'd be getting high in that truck and reading the basic text. And I was like, oh, that's me. That's the first time, like I had some identification going on. Oh my God, that's me. I never knew, And I was one of those get high reading the Bible and I was praying and I was praying. It was like, on one hand, I was hopeless, but on the other hand, I was still praying. So there had to be something there, And I had a feeling God was going to send a man my way to help me, and he did. And he did. I should have got rid of the man right away, but I didn't. I held on, of course. We all hang on. He became my God for a while. So one time my sponsor pissed me off. Either when she introduced me or gave me my medallion, and talked about my ex-husband being my God. I didn't believe it. But it pissed me off because it was true, right? But it was because I did not trust myself to make my own decisions because I had screwed everything up. And I respected him. So if it was okay with him, it was okay with me. Well, today, if it's okay with me and my God, well, then that's your problem if you don't like it. And for me, that's the way it should be. I love this program. I've been through a lot since I've been here, like everyone else, Like I lost my my oldest grandson. He died before his 9th birthday. The divorce was very hard. I was only 8 months clean when that happened. I lost my mom and my dad within a year of each other. I wasn't close to my dad. In fact, I didn't even think we were going to make peace before he died. And miracle of all miracles, we made peace about 3 years before he died. And he died 2019. My mom died in 2020. Now, that was my best friend. And that was my number one support. She loved Narcotics Anonymous because of what it did for her daughter. When I had 6 months clean, she gave me a necklace. I never thought she would get clean. And a woman loved to drink, but about a little over 4 years before she died, she quit drinking. So there's like so many miracles have happened since I've been here that I never would have thought possible, And like in my active addiction, I gave birth to 4 sons, and I mostly raised one, and the other 3 were adopted out. My first in-laws, my brother, and my sister. I always wanted a girl. I adopted out 3 boys. In recovery, I acquired 3 girls. The mother of my first grandson, she was 15 when she became part of the family. And after me and my ex divorced, him and someone else had twins, and me and him got back together, and she's one of us and been out of the picture since they were 1 year old. And they'll be 13 soon. So they've known me as their mother since they were 1. And it's like, it's amazing. It's amazing to be on the other side. I remember that starting to happen earlier in recovery. How the person not using feels when the other person is using, the person they care about, and how they worry about them. And how that's helped me with the twins' mother is that I have compassion for her, and we've taught the twins to not hate their belly mom, as we call her, but to pray for her and that she loves them, but she's sick and she can't be here. Lots of different perspectives, lots of hope, way more joy and peace in my life, less fear. I had so much fear. More of enjoying the moments, because, I'm not promised anything else but what's right here, right now. And not sweating the little shit and not taking everything personally. That's a big one. Miracles of recovery. I've worked the steps a couple of times. I just started my 3rd round with a new sponsor. And I can already see I'm seeing things differently. It's like another layer of the onion that the literature talks about. It's true for me. And the The first time I worked the steps, it was like, it was so eye-opening. I would never share in meetings. I could barely do a reading. I'd be shaking and almost crying and sweating and stuff. But the first time I went over some step work with a sponsor, I had to run to a meeting and share about it. And anyway, the first time I worked the steps, when I was on step 4, I had heard horror stories about it. So I brought up as a topic, tell me something good about it. So every time after I work on my 4th step, I go to a meeting, try to end it with something positive. And I had some pain through that step, especially with the ex and my dad. And I did a lot of crying. And the biggest difference I noticed, one of the biggest differences I noticed when I went through them again the second time was I didn't cry. So a lot of that pain had been dealt with and let go. And I learned that everyone's doing the best they can what they've got. So it's a lot easier for me not to judge people harshly. I believe we all judge to a certain degree. It's human nature. We need to. Like, I need to judge you to see if I can leave my kid with you, which that's probably never going to happen. But I'm real particular with them because I know the shit that happens, especially to women. Yeah. And I was one of them women that was abused a lot. I put myself in them situations. But anyway, the steps are amazing. I've never heard anyone share that they regretted working the steps. And I may be cussing and not wanting to do it the whole time I'm doing it, but I've never heard anyone share they regretted working the steps. There's something magical in there. So amazing. Like, you have to experience it. I don't think any of us could explain it to anyone adequately, you know? No. I remember one of the things that attracted me to this program was how everybody hugged on each other. And like, hi! I wanted to be that person walking the door and someone said, hi! You know, that knew me. But still, it was kind of like learning a new language. It's like, what the hell are they talking about? Yeah. So I'd stay after the meetings, you know, and get my questions answered. You know, I had a plan for when my mom died. And I was going to go to a meeting every day because I've been listening to people share for years what they did when they lost their mom. And my plan was to go to a meeting every day. Do you know she died the same day that the president declared it a freaking pandemic with COVID? And everything started getting locked down. That pissed me off. But you know the saying, the best of plans. But I had enough support group and, you know, enough of a program and enough faith and trust in my higher power, I guess, to be okay with that. But I sure did. I gave up one of my commitments in PR, because guess what? It was putting IPs in the rack at the hospital where my mom died at. I just wasn't up to that. And I kind of lost my joy for a while. And for the first 2 years, like, I wasn't passionate about anything. And every time I didn't want to share, and then if I happened to, of course, it was always about her, and it always ended in tears. But the last few months have gotten a lot better, I have to say. I still miss my mom every day, but I believe one day I'll see her again. And thank God for this program, you know, I was able to be there for her. Stayed at the hospital for 2 days. Hoping for a miracle. But through working the steps, I've learned to accept death. Death was on my resentment list. I had no acceptance of death. That huge key of living life is acceptance. And today I know, you know, if it lives, it dies. So I have to enjoy the people, enjoy the good times. Don't need all that material stuff. It's about the people and the moments, you know. And I can't do that if I use. I think about all the things I would have missed out on if I hadn't used. My new granddaughter, well, she's almost 5 now, but she still seems new. She's a miracle baby, and I finally got one named after me. Anna Marie and Kiara Marie. I would have missed out on all that. I would have missed out. I've noticed how recovery has made me a better parent, even to my adult children. You know, I'm not trying to run their lives. I'm there if they need me. I'm supportive. If they ask for advice, I know what to tell them. From experience and to spiritual principles. And I'm able to teach my girls that are growing up now in a proper way and to be a good example. Because, you know, especially little children, they watch you more than they listen to you. I'm sure I'd be dead without this place. That's why even though I'm usually home chilling because it's almost bedtime, I told Paul yes about coming tonight. And I'm not big on speaking, but hey, I'm not shaking, I'm not pouring sweat, and I'm not about to cry. I've come a long ways. I was so shy and I couldn't even approach a newcomer comfortably until I had about 10 years clean. It took me a long time. When I shared on my first year, I shared about 5 minutes and all that, my heart beating out of my chest, sweat, nervous. Ask Randall and Vern, they were there at the women's meeting because I didn't tell my home group. I thought they forgot me. But yeah, I think I shared the full time of my anniversary around 10 years clean, something like that. Yeah, so I was slow, but that's okay because it's about moving forward. It's about, for me, no matter what, and moving forward. Get kicked down, pick yourself back up. And back to that decision-making thing, my ex-sponsor, she really gave me comfort when she told me, you know, you wait if you can, you pray about it, you talk to people, you make a decision. If it doesn't work out, just make another decision. Because, you know, I was all in fear about, what if I make the wrong decision? So what? It won't be the first or last time. Anyway, I'm glad y'all are here, and I'm so, so, so grateful for this program. Thanks for letting me share.